Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Sideline Banter. My name is Cooper Pose, your host. Joining me as always, my co-host, Weston Murphy. Weston, how you doing tonight on this fine Wednesday evening?
I'm 2 orange Starbursts deep, and I'm elated to talk some football tonight. So,
Well, I'm super excited for you. We got Big Spence in the house as always. Spence, let the people see you.
our valiant producer, esteemed gentleman.
There he is, baby.
The GOAT.
The man, the myth, the legend. But yeah, as Weston said, we do have a great show ahead of us tonight. But before we get started on that, we have a really important announcement to make. Don't forget to follow us at _Sideline Banter on Instagram and Twitter. We got some fan interaction again this week from you guys. We do love it, as always. And you know what? Let's just jump right into it.
Back to the segment, baby.
Sweeping the socials, brought to you by Isopure.
No, you can't say that. I hope you don't want us.
Yeah,
bro.
no, sorry. Brought to you by Weston Murphy.
Not sponsored by anybody.
Not sponsored. But hey, if you
Sadly.
guys do want to sponsor us, let us know. You know, we're looking for a sponsor. You know.
Yeah, Coop's looking for that BBL. We need that.
We do need that. We do need that. Dr. Miami,
Hit us up.
hit us up. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's just fucking jump right into it, huh?
Dare I say, sweep the socials?
Sweep them.
Sweep away, huh? So, I would say it was a little bit of a crazy weekend for some people off the field and not even necessarily in the NFL anymore. I think we should touch on it a little quickly.
Oh yeah. Let's
Just-
go ahead.
yeah,
Let's
He was
jump right into it.
touching on himself, wasn't he?
Okay, the video was not as bad as they made it seem. But yeah, we're talking
Classic.
about AB.
Cooper defending him.
We're talking about AB. We're talking about Antonio Brown. We're talking about put that shit on.
Yeah, question courtesy of the boy, Steven Lisevsky, comes back with another
Oh,
question.
Steven who asked that? God,
Steven wants to
dang
hear
it,
about
Steven.
AB, and he's
I love that.
He's not as much interested in the shenanigans that went on in that Dubai pool with the lady that he put his bare butt in the face
my
of.
bad, my bad.
Dubai whips.
Dubai, bitch. She got the butt in her face, that's for sure.
Dude, he did the white whale thing.
Yeah, he gave her the butt to the face, and pretty disrespectful in the Dubai pool just for people to be recording you, like watching you do that. But that's AB, man. You got to love him. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he does not give a shit. But the video is not that bad. The picture that the New York Times posted, it was a screenshot of him basically holding his dick in his hand. And they play it off as if he's like literally sitting there stroking his shit at the pool. But it's literally for
Hey,
1
yo.
second. It's literally for 1 second.
Either way, not a good look. And
Oh, not a good look at all. It's horrible for him, but...
Another storyline that he's more interested in is about AB posting the picture with Giselle Bundchen.
Oh, he was going that way. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, for saying...
Yeah,
Hey, we had to
totally
touch
forgot
on
about
both,
that.
but AB's been in the news either
I
way.
thought you were going the pool direction.
Hey, either way, the pool is an interesting subject.
My bad.
It's worth a comment. But yeah, the picture AB posted of Tom Brady's wife, who it came out today that they both hired divorce lawyers. Divorce lawyers in New York. So they're actually going through with this split that's been rumored for a couple weeks now. And
Well, yeah, and AB used to live with them.
yeah, super interesting.
So I wonder if he, like...
Hey, you never know.
Look, we're not a pop culture show, but, you know, we got to dive into this a little bit.
AB's just wild. You have to touch on it for a second. I mean, it's not worth that much of a
Hey, the
mention,
fans want to
but-
know what we think.
I mean, they did ask for it, but yeah, the Giselle Bundchen shit, him posting a picture is just ultimate troll move. Like, AB, come on, bro. Like,
Yeah, I wonder if he, like...
him and Brady were boys. Like, what are you doing? They were the
timing
best
is,
of boys.
The timing is just too weird, in my opinion.
It is really weird.
Like, because he posted that Sunday night during the game.
Super weird. Yeah,
And
almost
then-
before type shit,
and then
like
I
to
think-
sabotage Brady.
I think it was either Monday or yesterday when the first initial tweet came out that Giselle had hired a divorce lawyer.
Okay.
And now they're saying both of them are hiring divorce lawyers.
Wild.
And now people are saying Pete Davidson's in the mix, apparently.
No way. That's
Yeah.
a rumor.
Well, what about Zach Wilson? You know, Giselle liking his Instagram.
I think that's
reels.
fake. I don't think that's... Unless somebody's gone through and checked that that's real.
I mean, it might be real.
I'll check right now.
Yeah, if you want to check and see. But
Spence hot on the case.
I
He's
don't- I
checking
don't-
into
I don't-
that Zach
there's no way-
Wilson
There's no way
rumor.
that's... People also tweeted that Tom Brady's Instagram or Twitter bio said football and family. There was a screenshot that said football and family, and then the next screenshot was that it just said football, and then I went and checked myself, and his bio was still football and family. So that Giselle thing I think is fake. But if it's not fake, is Zach fucking Giselle on the low?
I don't think so, but that's just I don't know. Either way, why Brady being in drama is just weird. He's literally damn near the oldest player in the league, or is the oldest player in the league, and then has like this drama come up in like what should have been not even him playing anymore.
It's gonna drive him to retire. I think it's gonna be done.
I don't know, bro. We always talk about it. There's always something weird that happens the year that Brady wins a Super Bowl. Yeah, always something weird, tragic. This is like the biggest of them all.
He doesn't look the same to me. This is like his personal life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be hitting different.
He already signed that contract with Fox, too, for like 10 years. So I feel like this is just going to be his...
Who knows if he goes through with that after this divorce?
I mean, shit, depending on how good of a divorce lawyer Giselle gets.
What if he just keeps playing for a couple more years? Like, as long as...
Did you see... did you see Cole Beasley retired today?
Yeah, they're all trolling.
Did you see what he said?
Yeah, to be like a father,
full-time father and full-time husband and father. It's yeah, I don't know. The Tom Brady thing is interesting. The AB thing is interesting. It's all just weird that like AB, because you never really see Tom Brady like get involved with this kind of stuff, and he hasn't gotten involved with the whole AB thing. But I'll be interested if AB keeps, because this is like the second or third time that he's kind of come at Tom.
Yeah, weird.
So I'll be interested to see like if more news comes out about Tom and Giselle, if like AB keeps tweeting shit.
But it also wouldn't surprise me if AB just knows that this Tom and Giselle drama is going on, which is obviously probably going to be the biggest thing in pop culture, for him to try and like
right now for sure
attach himself to it for clout right now, because that's pretty much what he's living off of, his clout. Like, he doesn't play football anymore and he needs money.
Well, so. I know he's like a producer now. I know he does shit with Kanye.
Bro, I saw some shit that he's playing a show in like some small ass town in Massachusetts, and the tickets are $23 a piece.
I thought they also have a sports league.
Yeah, him and Kanye have like they have Donda Sports.
Yeah.
That's an agency, but I don't.
Yeah, but I mean, he probably doesn't do much in it, but he probably gets royalties from that because his name's attached to it.
Maybe.
But I mean, still, he's not doing shit, and he's making all this fucking money. So it's like, he's definitely not going back to the NFL. I don't think. I think if a team called him and asked him to play, he would play. But I don't think a team wants him to play. Yeah. I don't think anybody wants AB on their team right now, especially considering...
You got to be desperate.
You got to be desperate as fuck.
Yeah, I don't think that fool's in shape either. He's just fucking around.
Eh.
I don't know. AB does stay ready,
What'd you say?
Green Bay?
Green Bay would be nice, but OBJ is probably...
Yeah, they're about to get OBJ.
No, I did see that...
OBJ might go back to the Rams.
Von Miller said today that he's been talking to OBJ, and it's down to the Saints, Giants, and Bills.
No way.
Yep.
They were just saying last week he was going to go back to the Rams.
No, the Rams just have a locker for him. They're just trying to make it seem like he's like going to come back. He's not going to go back to LA. They fucking suck.
Facts.
They're poop. They're dead. And that's a hot take for you.
We play them this week,
ladies and gentlemen. It's a hot. Yeah, we're going to talk about.
They're favorited by like
We're going to talk about that, but let's move on. Who else wanted to hear something from us?
Oh yeah, shout out Steven for the question. We got one from Jace. He just wants to hear about if there's any surprises from the season as far as like from us, as far as biggest surprises or biggest disappointments, players or teams, which is pretty interesting. I mean, there's nothing like team-wise.
Biggest surprise or disappointment so far? I feel like we're too early on in the season to really...
My biggest surprise is Philly. They're just looking really dominant.
Philadelphia being undefeated, I think, is definitely a surprise. I don't think it's a surprise to me that they're dominant.
Being the last undefeated team is interesting.
Yeah.
I think
honestly, I think my biggest surprise is that the Colts are so bad.
Facts.
They're bad. Like they're bad.
Leonard gets injured again. That's not looking good for them.
Taylor's
injured.
Taylor's projected. He's trending towards playing tomorrow night.
No, he's out.
He's out.
He got ruled out.
They ruled him out today.
Yeah. He's done. He's out.
Bro, honestly, what are we saying? I think the biggest surprise is that Denver's trash. Like they're not a good football team. They just lost to the 0-3 Raiders. I get it's a divisional matchup.
Yeah, they're gonna trade 1-1 though. They got to get a win. The Raiders needed a win. They were due.
But Russ just played his best game of the year and they still lost. Like I know the Raiders were due, but Denver goes out there and they get this guy for moments like this where you're playing a team that you should beat. They haven't won a game yet, and you go out and you lose by 2 touchdowns.
I'm hearing the dangerous Sammy is fire though.
Yeah, somebody said who said it on Pat? They said they've eaten it every day.
Zeta.
Yeah, they said they ate it every day this week.
That's troll as fuck. There's no way he's even
There's
eating
not a
that
chance
shit.
he's eating it every day. But yeah, I would probably say my 2 biggest surprises, I think, to me, is that Denver does look so bad. I think there's many factors that play into Denver looking bad. I think they have a young rookie coach. They have a quarterback who's new to the system. They have a lot of hype around them that obviously isn't panning out right now. So I think things are kind of shaken up for them a little bit. But Indianapolis, to me, who is a team that really came alive last year, looked really great with Carson Wentz. I think more great than bad days they had last year with Carson Wentz. Just very inconsistent football team. And the fact that they're sitting at, 1-2-1 right now?
Yeah.
When they go out and get a former MVP and Matt Ryan, excuse me, and
yeah, you would have thought he was the missing piece.
They look
their
so
defense
sloppy.
was dominant last year.
They look so sloppy every game. They do have some injuries right now, obviously, with Shaquille Leonard and now Jonathan Taylor, but they have such an experienced roster to me. I honestly thought that the Colts were going to – I didn't think they were going to be a wagon, but I thought they were going to be like – I thought the division
at least
was
leading
theirs.
their division. Yeah, 100%. I think everybody did for the most part.
You could probably carry that off into another big surprise is Jacksonville. Looks like a completely different football team. They went out.
Agreed. They should have won this game last week.
They should have won last week.
100%, bro.
They should have won last week.
If Trevor Lawrence could have just held onto the fucking ball and not thrown it to the other team, because the rain just played the biggest factor in that game.
Yeah, but that also leads us to the question of that we used to talk about before the last couple weeks, saying the Eagles have had an easy schedule. They play a team that's looked hot and looks good now.
They get out with a dub.
They get out with a dub. Close dub. 29-21 was the final score, I believe. But, I mean, does this win, you think, over Jacksonville kind of prove a little bit that the Eagles might be a legitimate team? Because
they had to rely on their running game, and they proved to be dominant on the ground because obviously the rain
looks so good.
Dude, he just that RPO is so hard to guard, defend in the NFL when you just have all these athletes. Like, they have a lot of weapons low key, and they get the ball out like into the weapons' hands, and they create mismatches really easily. Like, I'm honestly impressed with what they do on offense. Like, they're very consistent. They move the ball on the ground like very well for a majority of the game. Yeah, Sirianni, he's cooking for sure, bro.
Sirianni's cooking. He is. But yeah, I think probably Indianapolis and Denver, really. Like, those are just two teams that I'm just like
disappointing for sure.
Super disappointing, really shocking.
I agree with you.
I mean, I think I'm a little disappointed in Brady's play as well. I feel like there's a lot. Like I said, it's very early right now. I feel like we won't. Like, I want to circle back to this question in a couple weeks. Like you were talking about week 8, me and Weston are going to do a breakdown of basically midseason MVP, things like that, midseason awards, and we're really going to kind of look at
impact players,
things like that. So this is something I definitely want to circle back to at that point in time because I feel like it's too early right now because I keep saying Denver and Indy look bad, but by week 8, which is 3-4 weeks from now, Denver could be a completely different team. Indianapolis can be a completely, you know what I mean? Like, we won't know until
season always
mid-season.
is broken into that
Kenny Pickett could be the best quarterback in the league by then, you know?
Hey, and that leads us into our next question. Interestingly enough, Evan asked us on there if the Pickett to Pickens connection is a real threat, and I'll obviously answer it first because you guys know what Cooper's going to say. He has no ability to be unbiased on his opinion.
That is not true. I said we were going to lose last week, and we lost.
Oh, facts. Yeah, I definitely made it clear you guys were going to lose, and that was, I mean.
All right. Get on to your point.
Yeah. My point is, that's going to be a legitimate threat for sure. The way that they were able to do something that Trubisky was not able to do at all, Pickens was virtually, like, unused for the last, 3 weeks because Trubisky was not able to get him the ball. Pickett comes in and instantly has connection with him. You could tell, throws back shoulder twice, gets him on a sideline toe tap. Like, Pickens was eating, bro.
2 very nice catches when Pickett was in.
Dude, I was, like, watching him, he literally, I mean, depending on Pickett's ceiling, bro, they could be, like,
it could be really nice. They could be really nice together. I'm very excited.
Maybe if Claypool could stop being a fucking bum, he would be a nice number 2 because,
he doesn't suck, but
dude, Pickens is dominant, bro, and he loves just bullying corners, and there's not a lot of, like, physical corners in the NFL anymore, really, because the guys have to be fast as fuck to cover these dudes. So, like, Pickens could be eating for sure, and I mean, he's obviously sick as fuck to watch, so I'm not hating on it because obviously I'm a Steelers hater, but Pickens is a dog, and he looks like in the next couple of years, depending on, like,
it's all going to depend on Pickett. That's really what's because we've seen enough from Pickens, I think, to like, he could be something.
You just got to get the ball in his vicinity, and he's going to be able to make a play. But yeah, their chemistry, if they keep building, like, I could see Pickens being like a top 5 receiver type shit. Like he's that nice.
He does look very nice. He looks
he's
good.
Sick.
6 catches, 102 yards last week.
Yeah, he's a scary athlete. I feel like people like corners are definitely scared to guard that fool.
Yeah, and picking off of what you said about Mitch wasn't really able to do a lot with him. This stat right here, actually, from the whole season so far, George Pickens, between the two quarterbacks, when Mitch Trubisky was in, he had 16 targets, 9 receptions, 96 yards. Just from one half playing with Kenny, he had 4 targets, 4 receptions, 71 yards.
Yeah.
So it's like,
let's go.
It's only one half of football, but just like what you were saying, like they're already showing that they have the connection. People are already talking in the Steelers organization publicly about the energy that Kenny brings to the team, to the facility. They were saying the energy that he brought to the game immediately when he came in. He was interviewed actually today by like our Steelers like personality guy, social media guy.
Yeah.
And he was even saying, Kenny was saying, he felt like since he was being put into the game in that situation where they needed a spark, he brought a lot of emotion purposely to the game. Like, remember when we saw him get hit by Quinnen Williams and he like looked down and started kind of talking, like he was mentioning like how things like that where he's bringing emotion to the game. He wants to bring that kind of energy since they were kind of looking for a spark. The fact that he's already thinking like that, gives me a lot of hope. And the fact that him and Pickens have already formed a relationship because they split a lot of time together with the twos.
Yeah.
During training camp, and they were whenever Pickens was in during preseason, Pickett was in the whole time. So like they already have that kind of chemistry built up. And even Deontay Johnson has come out a lot and has said like Kenny really has that dog attitude. Haven't heard a lot from Claypool, but I do think that
who cares?
I think that I do think that Pickett and Pickens could be very dangerous. Now, like I said earlier, it all rides on how well Pickett plays. Me personally, I don't.
It all rides on the O-line, bro. That's the thing I'm nervous about. Like I'm hoping.
Well, he's mobile. We saw him kind of move around a little bit last week.
It doesn't matter. You don't want him running for his fucking life.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But I think Pickett is going to be able to extend a lot of plays, like what we thought Mitch was going to do.
But Trubisky was also doing that.
Yeah, but Trubisky was kind of. He was panicking a lot. When he was escaping the pocket, he was panicking, and his first option was either throw the ball away or try and look downfield and get his own run. But
he's an experienced quarterback. Pickett is not. He hasn't played in the NFL yet. You don't want a young quarterback not trusting what's in front of him and having to run every play.
I think
that fucks them up.
I think we've seen enough from Trubisky, though, to really say he's not a good quarterback. He's not a starting quarterback.
He's
in the
a
NFL.
backup in the NFL. Yeah.
He's a backup for sure. But yeah, I'm excited. I don't have super crazy high expectations because our next 4 games are incredibly tough.
Yeah, next week you guys are holding an L.
We play Buffalo. Our next 4 games are Buffalo, Buccaneers, Dolphins, and then Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
you guys could have a rough next 4 weeks.
Well, and here's the thing. Here's the thing that I'm thinking about.
Spirits are going to be low in here on Sundays.
Well, and this is what I'm saying. I personally am not. Obviously, when it's game time, it's everybody who says, "Oh, I don't have high expectations." Whenever it's game time, you get, that you hate to see it because you still want to see your team win. But, like, everybody was saying, like, oh, we don't want to see Kenny play these teams. But it's like, oh, my God, Kenny Pickett has to go out there and play good football teams in the National Football League. Like, holy shit. Like, he's going to have to do that at some point anyway. So that's why I am definitely nervous about the next 4 games, but I'm excited because these next 4 games, he's literally only playing good football teams. So we are going to really have to see him.
You gotta hope the line steps up, bro.
I think the line
especially next week.
Everything that I've been seeing online is giving me hope that this team really is like feeding off of Pickett. So we'll see what happens. We got to move on because I will sit here and talk about Pickett the whole fucking show because I'm so excited. Buffalo's secondary might still be a little dinged up, so we'll see. But
nah, Poyer interception.
Our whole secondary is injured. Minka is questionable. Edmonds is questionable.
They're gonna fuck you.
Levi Wallace is questionable. Akila Witherspoon is out.
Bills money line.
No, it's not. It's not the lock of the week.
Yeah, Bills money line is lock.
No, it's not. But all right, whatever. We'll move on.
Is it in Pittsburgh?
It's in Buffalo.
Oh my God, fella!
Hey, guess what? Guess who beat Buffalo last year at Week 1 in Buffalo? Pittsburgh, baby.
Okay.
So hey, I'm just saying.
You guys are both completely different teams.
No, we're damn near the same team. We had fucking Noodle Arm Ben last year and we still won. Now we got 2 gloves Kenny.
This man's off the shit.
I might buy a Kenny Pickett jersey and fucking speed shoot that bitch here before Sunday.
Don't waste your money because you know what? That man might not be upright because the line is so
Yeah,
dog
actually,
shit.
you're right. I can't buy a jersey because you know what happens every time I buy a jersey.
Evan asked another question. Herbert is passing leader without Allen,
Oh my
Slater,
God.
and having a rib injury. Resident question for the Chargers from the
He
fan.
would word the question like that.
But I mean, it is interesting for sure. I mean,
Herbert's a dog. It's that simple.
but I just don't think it's a good thing either way because a lot of the reason that his stats are so high is because he's probably thrown top 5 amount of passes because they're having to play from behind most of the game, or they're having to score a lot of points because their defense has been letting them down.
Do they lose to Cleveland this week, you think?
I don't know. That'll be an interesting game, bro.
Because I think the Chargers are favored to win that game. But
bro, the Houston game was too close for comfort, bro.
yeah, but
they
that's
can't
just
put shit away.
I was just gonna say the Chargers will always be the Chargers. They can't finish a game.
Cannot put shit away.
Same thing with Pittsburgh. But
It's pretty 50-50 the odds right now.
what are the odds?
Like the money line,
Yeah.
130 minus 135 for the Chargers.
Okay.
So they're favorited.
What's the underdog for Cleveland? What's their line?
Plus 115.
Okay, it's not too bad. Yeah, I don't know. I think Herbert to me I think it's a simple answer. I think Herbert's just a dog. I do agree with you though as well.
The Slater injury is going to catch up to him, I think. Down the road.
I think. I agree. I agree with you. But piggybacking off of what you said, they have to throw so much because I feel like they're always either in close games or they're always coming from behind. And Eckler this year specifically hasn't been that great on the ground. I think he just scored his first touchdown of the season this week. And
he had a couple touchdowns.
And it was a receiving touchdown. So, Eckler hasn't been the best on the ground this year. So that kind of explains a lot why Herbert. But I mean, Herbert's over the years has been evolving into one of the top passers in the league. So it doesn't surprise me that it is a little surprising that he does have the rib injury and he's leading the league in yards.
And Keenan Allen being out sucks for sure. But
I mean, it's week 5. It's not even week 5. It's week 5 this weekend. Like
their offense doesn't function that differently without him.
Who knows who will be leading, and everything's so close. Saquon was leading.
He's leading
this
rusher
week.
right now.
Nick Chubb was leading rusher last week. Like it's gonna bounce around so much. But to the point of Evan's question, it is impressive that Herbert is basically playing with.
Yeah, 340 last week.
I mean, he's got broken ribs, yeah, or he's got
like fractured ribs.
He's got fractured ribs, something like that, and he's still going out there throwing the rock. I mean, it's definitely so impressive. It's impressive for sure.
Yeah, but that also could catch up to him, like having to play with an injury for that many weeks and having to throw that many passes and get hit continually. Like,
well, that's
you
why
better hope he can hold up down the stretch when it matters, like in the playoffs.
Yeah,
could catch up to you.
I don't think the Chargers are going to make the playoffs. So, another hot take for you.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I got hot takes for you. Yeah, I don't think they're either.
They're not trending towards the playoffs.
The Chiefs are definitely going to make the playoffs. The Chiefs are going to win that division.
Yep.
Chargers will maybe come in second because I feel like Denver and we got to see Denver and the Chargers play.
I think Denver finishes last. I like Raiders third, Chargers.
We have to see Denver and the Chargers play because I feel like when we see them play, that will determine which team is going to be the second place team. In my opinion. That's just my opinion. Because I feel like I still have hope that Denver's going to figure it out. I do think right now they are a bad football team, but there's something whenever I watch Russ, there's something about him that I'm just like, this guy, like, oozes so much confidence. Like, there's no way they're going to be this bad for so long. Now it's week 5. They're going to have to pick that up, like, right now.
Yeah.
Because it's getting to the point. Me and you have said it a million times. You don't really know your true identity of what kind of football team you are until about 5, 6, 7 weeks into the season. And we're getting to that point where, you know, like I just said, they lost to a team last week who didn't win a game yet, and they've been struggling all year long. These next 2 weeks are going to be where we see what kind of team Denver is, and I think.
What does that say if you lost to the Jets, though?
I mean, the Steelers are bad. We're 1-3.
Oh, my bad. I'm just kidding.
We're 1-3. I'm not afraid to admit we're bad. I already told you at the beginning of the year I didn't have high expectations, but now that Kenny Two Gloves is in, baby, we might go all the way.
Okay. Snap back to reality. He also asked Dak or Rush, has Weston's perspective changed on red hairs named Cooper? Red-haired people named Cooper. because of Cooper Rush. I'm going to have to go ahead and say no. My opinion has
Wah, wah.
yet to change. That's going to be a
About Rush or redheaded Coopers?
redheaded Coopers.
Okay.
The jury's still out on those guys. But right now I'm definitely saying Cooper Rush over Dak. He's playing so consistent. He's able to move the ball so efficiently. And the way the dude is working the offense right now is like on some puppeteer shit. Like he goes to the line and makes a check every fucking play, gets us into the right look against whatever defensive look they're playing. Like he just looked really clean against the Commanders, which have those ASU looking ass uniforms. Super weird.
I still think they looked pretty clean though.
They look
honestly.
decent. They're definitely
Left
decent.
hand up, who are we? The Commanders.
Oh, that song is fried as fuck, bro. I can't believe that is a thing, dude.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about those uniforms, but
I like
also
'em.
Cooper
Yeah,
Rush,
they're cool.
I'm behind it. He's definitely I'm on the Cooper Rush bandwagon right now. The way he looks,
Yeah, of course, because you're a bandwagon.
yeah. Fuck, dude. I mean, I hate to say it because Dak is probably going to be gearing to come back here soon, but
It's the wrong move.
yeah, I think we need to stick with Cooper
It's the
Rush
wrong
while he's
move.
hot. All the CD is leading the league in 15-yard plus receptions. He has 11. If we can just keep getting him hot and keep running the ball with both of our running backs and play good defense like we're doing, I think we could stack up a lot of wins. And that makes me really excited because he's just not turning the ball over and he's putting it where it needs to be in the
You guys are what,
playmaker's hands.
3-1? You guys haven't lost a game since week 1?
Yeah, 3-1
Yeah, I mean,
out here.
I do want to get to. I do want to talk about the Cowboys QB dilemma they have going on right now. God, sorry, I just had a little brain fart.
What's your opinion on it, huh?
My opinion on it, honestly,
You love Dak?
no. I think they need to trade Dak.
Damn, you say trade Dak?
I think they need to wait this year out. I think they need to let Cooper Rush play.
I say let him finish the year.
I say let him finish the year, see what he can do, and then best case, worst case scenario, you trade Dak, you dump that contract. They're already eating money because of
just
Zeke.
get some fire players.
They should dump Zach because of the contract. Cooper Rush is good enough. They build a team around him. Michael Gallup is finally back and healthy.
Yeah, he was eating despite the fact that his knee did not look healthy.
You dump Dak's contract. You give them a chance to re-sign Tony Pollard so they have the 1-2 punch because Zeke is clearly a better running back when
Facts.
Pollard is in the backfield with
I
him.
like the way you think.
You keep that defense paid and happy because they're playing lights out right now. Dallas has a team that really looks like, I don't want to say they could go all the way, but they look like a team that really could do some damage the rest of this year and make some noise.
Just
because
because we look so balanced offensively.
the defense just finally looks good. Your offense has always been there.
Bro, our defense was nice last year too.
Yeah, but Dan Quinn definitely has brought some light, but they still kind
They
of
just
let
look
up
another year.
They let
into
up
the
some
system.
games still last year.
Yeah. Now they're playing lights out. For
The
sure.
defense finally looks fantastic with Parsons.
Healthy-
Tank
healthy
is back
Lawrence,
looking
yeah.
good. Diggs, even Anthony Barr's been playing pretty well for you guys. He
Dorian
hasn't been
Armstrong
stellar,
looks
but
nice too, bro. Yeah, our defense is sick right now for
yeah,
sure.
honestly,
Shout out Devin Sickanlin, bro.
I think they need to dump Dak. Finish the year first. I think it's the wrong move to put Dak back in because Dak hasn't played since week 1. This team is winning games. They've won 3 games in a row, and that's what I want to ask you.
What's your opinion, Kevin Ridge? We need to hear it.
That's what I wanted to. This is what I wanted to lead the show off with, and we'll just jump right into it. Do you think the win against the Rams this weekend solidifies Cooper Rush's starting role for the Cowboys for the rest of the year?
Yeah. If he gets a win in Los Angeles, against the defending Super Bowl champions, run that up. It's damn near his position to lose at that point. I mean, I know Derry already made comment on it. He wants to see what happens of this situation, and if Rush keeps winning, that's his ideal situation because
I
that's
agree.
him stacking wins, and that man calls
Jerry
all the
only
shots.
gives a shit if they win.
He calls all the fucking shots.
What if Dak comes back, they pull Rush, they put Dak in, they lose game 1, Dak's back. Do you go back to Coop? What do you think? Honestly, they're saying Dak. I think Dak's injury. Here's my theory. Here's what I think happened. I think Jerry panicked and didn't think Cooper Rush was going to be this good, and he was telling everybody that Dak was going to be able to come back in 4 weeks. Doctors were saying maybe 6 weeks, and now they're saying it's been going on 4 weeks, and they're saying he can't even really grip the football still. They're saying his hand is still too swollen for him to grip the football.
He's not
So
close.
I think Jerry was panicking because we've seen poor play from Dallas Cowboys backup quarterbacks as of lately. More recently, Ben DiNucci.
Garrett Gilbert beat the Steelers?
No, he didn't.
Oh, he almost did.
Yeah, almost. Still took an L. But yeah, I think Jerry panicked and really was trying to be like, look, Dak's going to come back. We're still going to have a good season. Like, we're still them boys. We're still going to, like, we have a team, and Cooper Rush is playing lights out. And I think Jerry truly, honestly, has no fucking idea what he wants to do, because I think he wants to stick.
Yeah, he's running.
I think he wants to stick with Coop, but they're paying Dak so much money. It's so hard to.
Yeah, it's Jerry Jones is lesser of two evils. His football team winning or
But like I
money,
said,
and it's always going to go to the football team winning.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. He already did it once before with Bledsoe and Romo. This is exactly what happened with Tony Romo.
Bledsoe, Romo, Dak, Romo.
This is exactly what happened. Bledsoe got hurt. Romo came in. He played lights out. Romo was damn near the face of America when you talked about football for a second, because he was the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys dating Jessica Simpson. The man was on top of the world. Then he gets hurt. Dak Prescott, the underdog, 4th, 5th round draft pick from Mississippi, comes in, leads Dallas to the
Bulldogs.
playoffs. Tony Romo comes back for one game, gets his time to shine, boom. Basically forces him out the door to retire.
Yeah.
Now Dak comes out. He's led Dallas to the playoffs a couple years, led them to some good regular season records, but nothing
Disappointing
more.
for Jerry still.
Disappointing for Jerry still. And now a new quarterback's in town.
Jerry didn't want to pay him either.
He's undefeated so far as their starting quarterback. It's like, how do you step away from that? How do you
He's
take
not
him
gonna.
out?
He's not gonna.
How do you take a quarterback out like that who's gelling with your team well? And that's the thing that is impressive with Cooper Rush. He's not winning games by throwing 400. He's being a game manager, and he's playing pretty damn well, and he's putting his team in the best position every game.
I.e. exactly what Troy Aikman's bum ass did to get Super Bowls. He literally sucks, and he just gave the ball to Emmitt Smith, threw a post to Michael Irvin when he needed to, and we would win games with good defense. And, sick.
I mean, it's
literally the formula for success, and Dak just sometimes, he just doesn't get the job done, and so far Cooper Rush has proven he can do it.
Yeah, I don't want to say that, Dallas again is a team.
Are you a Cowboys fan?
No, I like the situation that we're seeing right now from Dallas, because this is like, they really have a tough decision. Like, they have a tough decision to make right now. Like, what are they going to do? Like, my whole thing is, I'm going to be so fucking weak if they pull Cooper Rush and they start Dak and they go on like a 3-game losing streak, and then Jerry's like, oh, let's put Cooper back in to panic, and then Cooper Rush comes back in and he plays bad. Like, why? Like, that's what I'm worried about more as a fan of football. Like, Cooper Rush and the Cowboys look so good right now. Why do you want to, why ruin that by putting Dak back in? And that's why I think they need to let Cooper Rush ride it out. Let Cooper Rush keep playing until he either loses a game like in embarrassing fashion, or they maybe go on Cooper Rush isn't like a he loses one game and gets pulled type thing for me. That's why I'm worried about. That's why I feel like this Rams game is kind of like a trap game for him personally, because they could go out and lose this game, and if they go out and lose this game against the Rams, everybody's going to be saying, "Oh, well, is the Cooper Rush experiment done? Blah blah. Is he really that good of a quarterback? Like, all this shit. Like, he needs at least a 2-game leash." To where if they lose back-to-back games, maybe it's time to pull him. Like, maybe the experiment's over. But, like, he can't just
call
lose.
Jerry and let him know, huh?
He can't just lose one game and then it'd be like, oh, panic mode, time to go back to Dak. Like, that's what I'm worried about with what's going on with Dallas right now.
I think Jerry hopefully will make the right decision, but we'll see. I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in it, but hopefully we just ride the hot hand.
I mean, you guys are 3-1. You guys, you were saying on the couch after the Buccaneers game that the season was over already, and they're 3-1.
Type shit. I know. Cooper Rush is the savior so far.
Like, you could be 1-3. Think about that. You could be 1-3.
Nah, my franchise isn't dog shit.
With back-to-back losses to just teams that
I hope they put Mitch back in.
I don't even remember who we lost to before the Jets game. I don't remember.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Interesting last take before we get into the script for the night. Homie Colin Page, actually for Sigma Chi member at Wabash, played on football team with me.
Oh, one of my brothers?
And I hate that. He's a fake Sigma Chi. I don't believe that for sure. He wants us to touch on the guy who ran on the field at the Rams game with the fucking flare, who's now suing Bobby Wagner for tackling him. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy, honestly. He's suing, he filed a lawsuit against Bobby Wagner for brutal assault.
Pussy ass.
Which, if this really gets traction and like Bobby Wagner actually gets in trouble for this, then like
There's no way.
Like, I don't think it will, because if he does win a lawsuit against him, think about how many people are going to try and rush the field to get hit by players and then be like, oh, I'm just going to sue you. Like, my opinion,
There's no way he can win, bro.
he was
Fuck him.
trespassing. You know what I mean? Like,
If you can't take the heat, then don't go in the kitchen, fuck boy.
I mean,
Literally.
yeah,
I
think
wish
it's
Bobby hit him
stupid.
harder.
I think
Fuck.
it's, and that's what I was telling Spencer. When
Who?
you watch that video, when you watch that video in real time, he doesn't even hit him that hard. Like, he really doesn't. Like,
I know. I wish he hit him harder, bro.
Like, when you watch it in slow-mo, like, it almost looks like Wagner actually pops him. But when you watch it in real time, it's like...
But that guy's he was a little ass boy for sure.
I mean, yeah, he was little. I just want to know what he was doing, because at first I thought it was a gender reveal.
Yeah, what was his fucking
And then they're
cause?
saying it was like a protest.
For what?
But I don't know. I have
He
no
didn't
idea.
do a good job of getting his message across. No
I
marketing.
thought it was
no
a gender reveal.
advertising.
Like, if they would have kept it as a gender reveal, I was like, damn, that's the coolest fucking gender reveal ever. You save the gender reveal and you get knocked out by Bobby Wagner. Like, dude,
yeah,
that's sick.
I
Like,
guess that's a double win. But yeah, dude, that's fucking hilarious. I wish more people would just fuck these guys up, honestly.
Well, they brought it up because the guy suing Wagner, James Harrison, like years ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
He suplexed a fan who ran onto the field. He
That's lit.
literally picked up the fan because he wasn't even like running on the field. He was just like skipping, like running in between the players, and security like couldn't catch him. And James Harrison literally walked up behind him and literally picked him up and like threw him over his shoulder onto the ground and like put his knee on top of him so that security could get, like, nothing ever came of that. So that's why it's like, I think it's just the world we live in now. Like,
Yeah, he's got to get his 10 seconds of shine.
yeah, this guy got hit, and he's like, dude, if that was me, if I ran onto the field and I got hit by Bobby Wagner,
I'd be hyped.
I'd be like, holy shit. Like, I'd be going to the bar after and be like, yeah, you fucking.
Yeah, you see me?
Like,
I
see
just
that
got leveled by
Wagner?
Bobby.
Yeah, that guy's a bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he just looks dumb now because not only did he run onto the field and do something he wasn't supposed to do, is probably going to get a massive fine for running on the field, can never go to a 49ers game ever again.
Yeah.
Like, now he's just going to look dumb because he's trying to say he got brutally assaulted. Like,
Yeah, you play football your whole life to get hit by
Yeah.
Bobby Wagner, so,
Like-
you know, that's a pretty good
yeah, but
bar
that
story.
was a little man, you know. He probably didn't play football.
True.
Not a chance. Somebody actually literally zoomed in on his arm and was like, dude, suing Bobby Wagner for assault. He looks like he hasn't fucking done arms for life. And I was just like, okay. It's like, this is what I'm saying. Back to what you're saying, this guy's just looking for fame. Like,
Yeah, he needs his 10 seconds.
he needs his 10 seconds, exactly.
Hey,
So,
fuck that guy.
I mean, that's all we'll say about that, I feel like. But, hey, you know, great questions today. Great questions today. Thank you guys for,
yeah, shout out all the participants.
honestly, that
And
was
And sweeping the socials.
sweet.
Hey, we got a little dance for it now, too. See that?
No, I don't. We'll have to come up with something new, but
Oh,
maybe
damn.
we'll get a broom. Oh, you know what? Maybe we'll get a broom, yeah. And, like,
yeah.
whoever speaks, like, that's stupid, too.
I hate that.
But, hey, you know what? Let's jump right into it. First topic I want to talk about.
Ooh. Almost dropped me phone.
Bengals get a win over Dolphins Thursday Night Football. Tua leaves the game. Now, Tua leaves the game, and we'll touch on that a little bit.
My bad.
Yeah. Come on, guy.
I've low-key, dude, I've gotten hit so hard on the concussion
Yeah.
shit that
say.
I've lost control of my hands.
This guy's gotten MRIs immediately after football games before because he's gotten hit so hard.
Facts, bro. I lived that concussion life too, for sure.
Can
so.
we count this as a legitimate win for Cincinnati? Considering
Bro.
that Teddy
Didn't we say that they were gonna win? I think I said they were gonna win last week.
I said I picked Miami.
I think
I
I picked.
said I picked
I think
Miami.
I picked Bengals.
Miami.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Okay, so since Teddy Two Gloves had to come in, made it a game for a little bit up until the end. Can
Threw
we
a
count this?
fucking bad pick at the end.
Can we count this as a legitimate win for Cincinnati? Are they back, you think, or is this just, Tua got out? A lot of emotion came in this game.
Yeah, they probably would have won if Tua didn't go out. But Tua might be done 4L now, is what they're saying.
I don't think so. I think there's a lot of speculation with Tua. I think he's done for the rest of the year probably, but
Really?
I don't think he'll be. Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. Connor got a concussion like this his senior year of high school, where he like damn near had the same shit happen to him, and he got hurt like the third game of the year. He didn't play again until the state championship game.
Damn, but
And literally the only reason he played was because it was state championship game. Like,
yeah, they got investigations going on.
yeah, like I don't think Tua will play the rest of the year. Now, unless the investigation comes back that they did follow protocols that Buffalo Bills game, then maybe we'll see Tua. But here's the thing, in my opinion, if Miami is a bad team now without Tua, if it's like week 11, 12, and they're out of the playoffs, what the fuck's the point of Tua coming back? You know what I mean? Let him rest, get his
for sure.
let him get his reps in, like at practice, all that shit.
They already looked good for however long with him, and
Tua's not going to play for at least a month. I don't think we'll see Tua for at least 4 or 5 weeks.
Okay.
For sure. Without a doubt. I don't think it's reasonable. I think Miami would look stupid if Tua comes out and plays like week 6, I think it would look stupid. They would look so dumb.
Yeah, I think he definitely needs to sit out a few weeks, but I mean, I don't think it is necessarily, season-ending type of thing for the Dolphins. I think they have so many weapons and that their defense is pretty solid that they should be able to keep a few wins until they potentially do get Tua back if they can this year. But I don't know. It's going to all depend on Teddy Two Gloves if he can really hold the ship down and not make stupid decisions.
We just got a live sweeping the nation question.
No kidding.
On Twitter from Mike.
Mike
Good. He said, "Hey, Sideline Banter, was just wondering how many Danger Witches y'all hosts and co-hosts can eat, and if a lot, do you think you could add Jameis Winston W as a side dish?"
Shout out Mike Good. That question is beautiful, brother.
Personally, I think I could probably eat two
We should race.
You want to eat?
we should do that.
What?
If this video gets, you know what? Let's do some likes. If this video gets, let's do 85 likes.
For what?
If this video gets 85 likes.
How about we go just start 25 or 50?
Because 50 is easy, I feel like. We'll get 50.
Yeah, just do 50.
You don't know what I'm going to say yet, though.
We'll just get some dangerous.
All right, fine. If this video gets 50 likes, then me and Weston will see how many danger witches fucking we can eat. How about that?
I could definitely eat one.
And then we'll get some crab legs on the side.
3. What is what's on
it's
this shit?
It's a flatbread sandwich. I know that.
Okay, I like
It's
the
a flatbread.
flatbreads.
I
But
could probably-
Subway does suck, that's for sure.
Subway's not that bad. We've had a couple good Subway subs.
I mean, yeah, but Jersey Mike's
one
is
by the old
around,
house
so
was
why
pretty
would
good.
you ever go to Subway type shit? Porta subs also Subway.
Okay, well, it's too late.
Subway's obsolete. Explain to me what the sandwich is, though.
I don't know, Spencer. Can you see what the sandwich is?
Yeah, can you look at
and
the
we'll
Danger
continue.
Witch?
But let's get back to shout out Mike. Thanks for the question.
Yeah, and Jameis Winston W's on the side.
Should we just do lobster legs on the side?
Crab legs.
Crab legs.
That would be true.
So do you think the Dolphins can be a legit team still under Teddy? What? Did you find it?
Yeah.
You got it?
So it's pepperoni, salami, black forest ham, provolone cheese, and bacon on Italian herbs and cheese, topped with lettuce, green peppers, tomato, banana peppers, yellow mustard, and mayo.
Oh, yeah. I could eat probably 3 or 4 of those.
I could smack that
sounds
for
kinda
sure.
fire.
Yeah, give us 50 likes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to eat that
Yeah,
Danger
give us 50
Witch.
likes. That actually sounds
On a
pretty fire.
flatbread?
Yeah, on a
I'll
flatbread.
run that, yeah. All right, Russ. Maybe he's not a creep after all.
What does he say in the video? He's like,
If you got a secret,
yeah.
I won't tell nobody. Some weird shit like that.
Oh, fuck, dude. That's so funny.
Yeah, if we
like,
get
"I got
50
another
likes,
one for ya."
we'll run an ASMR of us eating the sandwiches for you guys. We'll just eat 'em into the
Some
mic.
mukbang.
Yeah, nice mukbang.
We'll go live maybe while we do it. But, yeah, do you think the Dolphins can be a legit team with Teddy Bridgewater still, or do you think their season's over?
Yeah, I think he can hold it down because they have weapons, and like I said, their defense is good. So I think he can definitely, depending on when Tua comes back, maybe pick up a few wins. Yeah, it's definitely an
I'm
if.
pretty confident he's not going to play this year.
Then it is an if over the win type of thing, because if he doesn't come back, then I don't think Teddy gets the job done for the whole year. I think they become far less of a scary team when Teddy's in, just because he's not as consistent. But
They do play the Jets this weekend. They're favored by 3.
yeah, they should get a dub. But I just hate to hate on Teddy like that, but because he's never played with weapons. Like, he didn't even get to enjoy Christian McCaffrey in Carolina because he was always injured. So, I mean, he's never really been given a fair
He played with
shake.
some weapons in New Orleans, and he ripped off, I think, 7 games in a row that year. He stepped in for Breeze.
Then, yeah, if he gets it under control, then I can definitely see him being, the guy that takes them, hopefully, to fight for the division at the end of the year with the Bills.
I think they still finish second in the division.
That's their goal, ultimately, I think. So
I think the AFC is just really stacked right now. I think a team who finishes second place might not get in,
yeah, good point.
which is pretty disappointing. But because that's happened to Miami. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. They finished 10-6 and they didn't even get in the
Dolphins
playoffs.
are a streaky team, so they could be scary in the playoffs too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah,
just how they
fare.
look, because Mike McDaniels could be could really be that guy and could coach them up to be a really great team still. And I think this is going to be a perfect test for them. Jets, who are kind of a hot team right now, just got a big win in Pittsburgh. They're 2-2. Who knows the last time that they were 2-2? Okay, but for the Jets, that's the second time they've ever won in Pittsburgh in franchise history.
That's wild.
It's the second time they've ever won, and they've played 17 times. Not in Pittsburgh, but like they've played each other 17 times, and that's only their second win in Pittsburgh. Like it's a big win for them, and they're a bad team. They're not good. We're also not a good team, obviously, but this will be a good test for them to see where they are. Divisional matchup, really kind of see what kind of team they are. But speaking of divisional matchup, we'll keep it in the AFC East. Buffalo Bills, Baltimore Ravens, the game to watch last week. Baltimore was up 17 points, and they blow another big-time fourth-quarter lead to the Buffalo Bills. Ended up losing 23-20, I believe was the final score. Harbaugh and Marcus Peters seen arguing on the sideline. Peters yelling at Harbaugh yelling back at him. After the postgame, apparently, there was some frustration from the defense. The defense was saying we should let Buffalo score. Coaching staff was saying don't let them score because Baltimore's defense wanted to try and get the ball back for their offense at the end of the game. So a lot of miscommunication between the two. Is it time, Weston, to question how legit of a threat the Ravens are, considering now that they're 2-2? Both losses they've had have been them blowing leads, and we've been saying all year long that they are a team that really could contend and win a Super Bowl this year, but they've blown 2 leads against 2 teams that have looked really good all year long. Is it time to start questioning them as a legitimate contender in the AFC?
I don't think so, because their offense is so scary. So down the line, as injuries catch up to teams and teams kind of, I don't know, I think team scheme for defense is better down the line. Offenses start to get into groove more. And Lamar Jackson, either way, is just a problem. A lot of teams aren't going to be able to defend him for 4 quarters and actually win. It's going to be just all on the back of that defense. They're just not playing good down the stretch, letting teams get behind them and put up points in quick hurry. I just thought this matchup was super interesting. It was definitely a flex game for Josh Allen. I think when you look back and watch that game, he sees Lamar and understands Lamar is probably the best mobile quarterback in the league. And I think Josh Allen takes that personally, because he ate on the ground. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. He had, how many yards on the ground did he have? 70 yards on the ground, 11 carries, 1 touchdown, as long as it was 20 yards. But those were really important plays. A lot of them were to convert 3rd and 4th downs, where he took the just whole game in his hands.
Yeah, that game-winning drive, they had a couple where he had a couple big runs to convert 3rd downs.
Yeah, put the team on my back type shit, and really flexed his legs on Lamar and just showed like how hard he is to defend. I can't wait till he shits on you guys this week. It's going to be fucking sick.
Who?
Josh Allen.
He's not. This is a trap game for them, baby.
He's going to stiff arm your guys.
Getting 2 gloves, 3 touchdowns, 280 yards, 1 on the ground.
Hopefully he just doesn't throw 3 interceptions again, huh?
Okay, those interceptions were not his fault, though. And I think
they weren't his fault, though.
Okay, well, you can definitely... We can sit here and talk about the Steelers game all you want. I don't mind.
I know. I'm just roasting to roast. You guys are going to get schmacked next week.
God, I just complimented Dallas for damn near a quarter of the show, and that's what you say. Fuck, get your fist...
Good shit, brother, man.
Get your fist out of here. Whoa, pause.
Hey, yo.
Yeah,
Bills are real deal. Bills are real deal.
Bills are the real deal for sure.
But I don't think you can count Ravens out. They still are going to win the division.
I think it's time to start questioning them.
They're still going to win the division.
No, and I do think they're still going to win the division. They play Cincinnati this week.
That'll be interesting.
So this
Bengals are going to get hot, I think.
This is going to be and I'd love to say this for teams, but I mean, it just coincidentally happens every week whenever we talk about a team. This is going to be an actual test for Baltimore. They've blown 2 big leads against 2 teams that people are expecting to make the playoffs. Obviously, Dolphins post Tua, we don't know, but they're still a favorite team to make the playoffs. They were up 35-14 on Miami. Blow that lead. They were up 17 against the Bills in the 4th quarter. Blow that lead. They've only trailed for 14 seconds this year, and they've lost both games. Now they're playing a divisional opponent who's kind of struggling a little bit. The game is, I believe, in Cincinnati. Spence, can you double check that for me real quick? The game, I believe, is in Cincinnati. Regardless,
It's in Baltimore.
It's in Baltimore. They've already lost both games.
Baltimore needs to. This is a must-win.
Both games they've lost in Baltimore. So this is a legitimate.
Damn.
This is a game that Baltimore needs to come out and they need to smack Cincinnati in the math. They need to, because to me, if they lose this game, you start to question how good of a team Baltimore is. You start to question not Lamar Jackson as a player, but if Lamar Jackson is going to look at this team and say, "Do I want to come back?" And you start to question the head coach. Is Harbaugh the guy for this franchise still? He's won two playoff games since they've won the Super Bowl, and I hate to say that about
for Lamar.
No, for Harbaugh.
Oh, Harbaugh.
And I hate to say that for Harbaugh because you can almost ask the same question for Mike Tomlin. But if they lose this game, you have to start looking at this Ravens team and you have to really say, because over the years they've started hot and then they get to the playoffs and they die. This year they started off really hot and they've lost two really controversial games in terms of why the fuck are they up big in the fourth quarter and they find a way to lose the game. If they lose against Cincinnati this week in Baltimore, third home loss of the season, it's time to really start questioning what the hell is going on in Baltimore. Because to me, I think Baltimore is a great team. I think they have all the weapons to be a real Super Bowl contender, more specifically because of Lamar Jackson. And if
The
you're gonna,
defense needs to step up.
if you're going to be a legitimate team, your defense can't blow these fourth quarter leads, and you cannot lose football games at home. And if they lose their third
Facts.
football game at home in 5 weeks, that'll be that'll be a very, very hard pill to swallow for the Ravens, and that'll put them in a bad spot in terms of teams are going to look at them and be like, look, we can go in. Baltimore is usually known for being an intimidating football team. If they lose Cincinnati, teams are going to look at them and be like, look, we can go into Baltimore and we can get a win. Like,
I don't think
we're not going to be worried
because
about
it's a
them.
division game, so you know it's going to be hard fought.
I agree, but still, they've lost 3 games. If they lose a third game at home this early in the season, that's not going to be a good
concerning.
look.
But ultimately, when I look at that situation, what you referenced, the Harbaugh, he's not going anywhere without final say from who the fuck they're going to try and give all the money the franchise has to.
Mm-hmm.
If Lamar says that he's staying, he's staying.
I don't think Lamar's a big Harbaugh guy, though.
Then in
Personally.
that case,
Actually, no. I just kind of pulled that out of my ass. I know they have somewhat of a good relationship, but right now I feel like maybe since there's kind of some stuff going on with the franchise and Lamar, I feel like Lamar's kind of open to whatever.
yeah, I could see that. But at that point, Harbaugh literally put his career on the line to build the whole team, his whole team around Lamar Jackson. Not a lot of coaches necessarily are willing to do that type of thing and like let their philosophy prior go in order to do that type of thing. Like, that's definitely a big step that the franchise took, was to pretty much revolve everything around Lamar. The whole team is built around him, which is why it's so surprising they haven't signed him yet. And if you just boot a coach like that, who more than likely, depending on what the new coach wants to do with the staff, everybody around Lamar who has pretty much been there since he was rookie and he got drafted also goes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's ultimately a decision that I think comes down to what Lamar wants, because if he's choosing to re-sign with this franchise for however not long, like, and they're going to give him literally all the money, it's got to be with a coach that he believes in, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, it would, I don't know. I just think
there's levels to this shit for sure.
coming from somebody who keeps a close eye on the Ravens every year because they are in my division, it is just, it's.
Because they're better than your team.
Okay.
My bad, dude.
Okay.
Oh, voice crack, sorry.
I mean, they haven't beat us in 3 years, so we'll see if they're really better than us, but.
They're going to smack you up.
Okay, whatever. The guy who fucking his favorite team plays in the AFC fucking, or NFC least? Yeah, okay, whatever.
That is not the case anymore. Our division is nice right now. Giants are 3-1, bro. Do you have 2 3-1 teams in your division? No.
Yeah,
Stop.
look at the teams.
He's trolling
look
me.
at the teams that our division has played. Look at the teams that your division has played.
What division games? Your guys' division is pooped. So
Division games, you guys have played.
Every team's played 2
You guys have
division
played
games.
2 division games. You've played against Commanders, who have won 1 game.
they'd probably beat you guys.
No, they wouldn't.
Carson Wentz would fucking
Oh my
stiff
God.
arm TJ
Well, we're not
Watt
gonna
into
get
the
into
ground.
this. Yeah, okay, sure. Now you're just being fucking stupid. But I don't even remember what we were talking about. You pissed me off so much with that fucking little side comment.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's move on. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Oh, we were talking about how the Ravens are better than your team.
Okay.
I'm roasting. I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay, well, we're not going to talk about my team next because I don't even want to talk about them anymore. So
No, was that next?
Yeah, that was next, but it's okay. We kind of already touched on them with Kenny Pickett anyways. Let's go to the Cardinals game because I want to talk about the Cardinals game.
Bummer.
Well, I mean, we already talked about everything that I wrote down for the Steelers game. It was talking about Kenny Pickett and
Oh, no, yeah, we pretty much
how
talked
much
about
pressure
that.
he has on
I'm talking about
him.
the Cardinals game. Was
Yeah,
a
no.
bummer.
The Cardinals get a big win against Panthers, finally snap a losing streak. That was back from 2013. What? Oh, I thought you wanted to say something. That was from 2013.
Yeah, they did.
Finally beat the Panthers at home in Carolina, which is impressive. And they kind of do, sorry, not impressive, important. They do it in somewhat of a impressive manner, and I say impressive because they finally went out there and they took care of a game, took care of a team that they probably should have won. 2-possession ball game that they win by.
They came back in the fourth quarter, though. Like it was 10-10, and then they put up 16.
But that's what I mean. Like they put up 16 in the fourth quarter. They put the team away.
Yeah.
Is this a win that the Cardinals can build some confidence off of and finally start picking up some W's, or do you think this is just two average teams playing each other who knew what the outcome was going to be? Panthers are kind of a sinking ship already because of Matt Rule. Like we don't really know. Yeah, we don't really know what kind of team the Panthers are to begin with. We kind of have an identity for the Cardinals. So do you think this is a win that they can get some confidence from and start actually, playing good down the stretch?
I mean, this win is nothing special. I think kind of what you referred to, it's just two middle line teams that went head to head, and the Cardinals found a way to pull it out at the end type of thing, which is, I think, what we expected. We didn't necessarily expect them to take dominance of the game
because the Panthers to win that game.
Exactly. They haven't done that all season, so it's just kind of more of the same. The Cardinals haven't been dominant in any situation so far this year. They've either had to come back or win by fluke. And the 2 wins that they have are not impressive at all, and the 2 losses that they have are pretty bad. So it's just like, I think we kind of know what we have with the Cardinals right now, and I think we know what we have with the Panthers, a team that's struggling internally, that has players that don't believe in the coach. Baker is not good again.
Yeah, I think he's done.
He doesn't have very good chemistry with any of his receivers, and they have a lot of weapons. So I just think it's 2 kind of dog shit teams, and it was kind of a dog shit game type of thing, honestly. So
Cardinals did come alive in the fourth, which I thought was very promising, but I think that's something that they can pick up off of.
And I'm not even saying the Cowboys are freakishly good because they're usually a dog shit team, and we're getting lucky with a nice quarterback play right now. But
I wouldn't say you guys are getting lucky.
Usually inconsistent, but our defense is definitely better than the way that the Cardinals defense is playing right now. I mean, they stepped up, but you played the Panthers, so like, I don't know. I think
a team that they have struggled against though in the past. Like is what the Cardinals can take from this. Is this a team that they haven't beaten since 2013, 2012?
Which is a big positive for sure.
Big positive. And the fact that they, had that pressure on them, they had the whole J.J. Watt thing going on as well. They've had some kind of beef going on with Kyler and Cliff Kingsbury, apparently, that's been coming out this week.
How many times are you going to also just put all of it on Kyler to clutch up?
And that is honestly a perfect point to make because they really have. It's always been about Kyler, and unfortunately,
all they can do is have him clutch up.
Unfortunately, I think it's because they paid him all that money. So it's like you pay your quarterback all this money, like he's got to go out there and win the football game, like which is what we're seeing with Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
But they're also playing situationally from better leads with better defense.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you. And I'm saying that is an issue with the Cardinals right now.
Facts.
Everything with the Cardinals organization, with the fan base. With the way the league is set up right now, they are looking at Kyler Murray like he's the saving grace every game. Every time they lose a game, the finger goes right to Kyler Murray. And that's unfortunately the sad thing about playing the quarterback position is if you lose most of the time, the first person they're going to look at is who's the quarterback and how well did he play. But I think this is an important win for the Cardinals for them to start picking up some wins.
It's going to be kind of tough next week, though. They got the Eagles at home.
I was going to say.
That's going to be kind of hard to build momentum off of.
Yeah, I think that's going to be an L.
They have the Eagles in Arizona?
In Arizona.
This is a little sidebar that Noah wanted to mention. Actually, I forgot to get on the sweeping with the socials because he didn't comment on the post. But teams are 1-7 after a player of that team goes on the Manning cast. Jalen Hurts was on it on Monday. Cardinals winning this weekend, ? Seems like the odds are in our favor on this one.
This to me is a trap game for the Eagles already.
I think a trap game for sure.
Before the whole Manning cast thing, I was already thinking this was a trap game for the Eagles.
I like Arizona to cover for sure.
The Cardinals are not a very good home team though, which is my biggest worry.
And their defense is dog shit, like we're saying.
Their
Eagles
defense
could
is
come
not
out and
good.
just route,
Yeah,
know?
their defense is not very good. The Eagles' offense is. The Eagles as a team right now are looking so good, and they have so much attention on them, and they are the last undefeated team. That's why I think personally this is a trap game for them. I was already thinking this is a trap game for them before, because the Eagles and Cardinals kind of have some history already too, and the Cardinals are usually on top of that when it.
Battle of the Birds.
Yeah,
Yeah. Kevin
Okay.
Cobb,
Battle of the Birds, but
former Eagle and
he played for the
Cardinal.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think this is a trap game for the Eagles, anyways. And I personally will not be surprised if the Cardinals win this game. I pray to God that they don't win this game because I don't want to hear it. But yeah, I still think the Eagles maybe find a way to come out on top. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if
Cardinals steal a win.
if the Cardinals steal a win. And if they steal a win, then that'll be very important for them because that'll be a real game for them to start.
Yeah.
Because
That's a real
Following that, they
confidence
got
booster.
Seattle. So that's one that they definitely could pick up.
But see, Seattle's kind of nice.
And it's a divisional game, so you don't know what to expect.
Geno's-
They're bound
Yeah.
to trade one.
Geno's 77% completion right now. That's kind of nuts.
Yeah, he's playing good.
Is he the MVP?
No.
Is he better than Russ? He might be.
Oh, he might be better.
Is he
than
gonna
Russ.
get his own? What's like the dish in Seattle? Don't they have like a dish? Like you know how in Baltimore they have the crab cakes.
No, Seattle's more about they got the Starbucks coffee.
Well, they do fish, don't? Yeah. What if Geno gets its own Starbucks drink? You know.
the Geno Geno Frappuccino
Hey.
with football drizzle. What, you guys think that's fire or what?
The Geno Smith.
It just has a neon fucking drizzle
Oh
of
my
frap on
God,
top.
dude. That's
Starbucks, get at us.
Hey,
Let's get it going.
Starbucks sponsor
bro,
the pod.
Not even Starbucks. Geno, what's good? Do you want to be a guest on the pod?
Geno
That'd
Frappuccino,
be
West
fire.
Virginia,
But
baby.
yeah, I don't know. I think this is I think the Cardinals winning against the Panthers right now. I think it's a motivating win for them. The Eagles game will definitely be a game for them to. If they win, that'll be something to start putting some building blocks down.
And if
for
Eagles
sure.
win, they're just solidifying themselves even further.
If the Eagles win, then for sure they're just showing that because the Cardinals are, even though the Cardinals aren't a great team, the Cardinals are still a team that I think can
They're a
still go
streaky
out.
team.
They can still go out there and beat anybody, in my opinion.
They're like the Dolphins type.
So if the Eagles win this game against the Cardinals, this will be another legitimate win for the Eagles, in my opinion. That says, okay, the Eagles might actually be a pretty good football team
and
this
these
year.
fools are going to eventually get D-Hop back as well. So
Which is what, week 9, I think?
9,
Week
yeah.
9. And Hard Knocks starts pretty soon, huh?
dude, yes. They're going to be.
Oh my God, yeah, that's exciting.
If
It's
they
gonna be so
melt
good.
down during Hard Knocks, that could be wild.
I hope so. Oh my God, I pray. So all the Cardinals fans just have to sit there and be like, oh my God, our team is bad again.
Oh, no. He's trolling.
Yeah, well, I just don't like Cardinals fans anymore.
But to Noah's question, I think odds are in their favor, but I could definitely see the Eagles rushing for
Oh, yeah.
1,000 yards on them type
I think
shit
they're,
and routing them. But it
yeah.
could be a steal win for the Cards.
Kind of like what we've been saying. The Cardinals can go in there and get a dub at home, but I don't know. I think, most things are meant to be broken. The Cardinals just broke. Their streak against the Panthers. I think the Eagles are going to break the Manning cast curse.
Oh, okay.
Sirianni was also on Pat today, so who knows? Maybe they're too distracted.
Sirianni's mad lit.
He is pretty funny.
Yeah.
He is pretty funny. Yeah, that rock paper scissors shit they did today was comical. But
Speaking of Pat, let's talk about the GOAT of Tuesdays. Aaron Rodgers throws that
Oh my
500 TD
God.
pass.
was that next? It was next. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers goes out, throws his 500 touchdown pass against the New England Patriots in a very close, dicey win in overtime
Dramatic, for sure.
against the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick. Are we seeing a different Packers team than we've seen in years past? They've played a lot of games pretty close this year where I feel like we've seen them put a lot of teams away. What do you make of this Packers team 4 weeks into the season, and how do you think they're going to fare down the stretch?
I think it's kind of as expected because, like we've been talking about, we can't be naive to the fact that they have all the new weapons. They lost their number one primary target, who is 50% of the offense, and they have young players. They're relying on rookies, and you have the best quarterback of all time or best thrower of all time, and not necessarily playing with the same level of comfortability to be able to distribute to the playmakers that he usually has. He's still getting in rhythm with these guys, and they're still squeaking out and finding ways to win, playing good defense down the stretch, and honestly rallying. I think this is important that they're playing and winning these close games now, and also allowing these young guys to kind of come along quickly and blossom and play in these pressure situations, because if they are going to end up being a team that makes a run down the stretch, it'll be better to put them in those situations, those tough situations early to be able to, hopefully shine like when they need it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're already seeing Romeo Dobbs come along well. Christian Watson had a touchdown on an end around.
Dobbs had a touchdown, should have had 2, but
yeah, he did unfortunately drop that other one, but they're looking better and better each week, and I think that's as expected with, Aaron Rodgers at the helm, and you have young guys that do have potential. He's going to bring them along to the best of his ability, and I think, if they get hot and really get going and those guys are comfortable, the line stays healthy, they have a good defense around them now with a good secondary that can stay with some guys, and if they can score points, they're a scary-ass team. So
I agree.
I just honestly, I think they're nothing to really laugh about right now. I think you see this close game that went into overtime with the Patriots, but it ended up coming down to the fact that their defense kind of didn't play clutch down the stretch and let the Patriots score those 3 touchdowns and 3 drives in a row or whatever. And every time the Packers came out and still matched the score to be able to send the game into overtime. So I think that says a lot more than probably what we give credit for.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Packers are a team that's going to be in every game regardless, just because of the history of the franchise, and they have Rodgers. And LaFleur, I think, has proven to be a pretty solid head coach as well. So I don't think there's anything to worry about the Packers. I think we're just seeing a much different team. I don't think we're going to see the 40 points a game Green Bay for maybe a while.
Yeah, they could pop off, but
it could pop off anytime.
It's not going to be consistent like it was last year.
Level. But that brings me to what I want to ask you, since you are the Aaron Rodgers stan on the show. Aaron Rodgers throws his 500th career touchdown pass to Dobbs. What's to make of his legacy? How great of a quarterback do you think he will go down as? And just overall, where do you think he'll end up in terms of his greatness and the end of his career, touchdown pass-wise?
I don't know. I don't know how much longer he's going to play. I definitely think he'll get respect.
He's got guaranteed 4 years in the contract if he plays out the 4 years on his contract.
I don't know if he will. We'll definitely
Spence,
see.
Can you do me a favor? Can you see what the number is for all-time passing touchdowns leader? I believe it's Tom Brady with like 600, but...
Yeah, I don't think he's really concerned with those individual stats if he just decides to cut it short type of thing. I think he'll go down, obviously, as one of the best individual players of all time. Just because of all the MVPs and all the accolades, and he's obviously led a good team for so long, but I don't think him as like a team player will get respected as much as far as like leading his team, just because he does have the 1 Super Bowl. So I think it's really important for him to get another one, hopefully in the next couple of years, and I think it's important for him to get another one as well.
I could see this team winning another Super Bowl, potentially. Maybe not this year, but as they progress. Because there's something about this Packers team to me that still like screams like we're really good.
Yeah.
I think it's mainly because of Aaron Rodgers.
And they're balanced. They have 2 good running backs.
They're very balanced. Did you find it, Spence?
Yeah, so Tom Brady has 630.
Is that total including playoffs? Do you know? 630 is a lot.
Yeah, that's hella.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I don't.
It also has Aaron Rodgers listed at 455. So.
Oh, so that's very off.
I definitely think it's inaccurate.
It's very off.
Yeah, at that point,
regardless,
it's ESPN.
Regardless, Rodgers is
not going to catch him.
100 behind Brady, so I don't think he's going to catch him either, unless he plays till he's 45 like Brady does. But
and I don't think that's going to happen.
I think this Packers team to me still screams like we're a really good team, and I think the thing that I noticed different with this Packers team is that
they're built to go still.
They're built to go, but they're not going to win every game by a blowout, but they are going to compete with you every single step of the way. Even the Minnesota game that they lost week 1, they only lost by, I think it was 23-7. Like everybody was making it seem like they got blown out. Like they were still in that game.
They just couldn't protect, so it looked bad.
This Packers team is still, when I look at this Packers team, I still think they could go out there and beat anybody in that NFC right now. Literally anybody. I think the NFC compared to the AFC is a lot more weaker. I think teams like the Buccaneers, who were a team that everybody was expecting to be really good this year, they're not the same team because of Tom. And not saying Tom is playing bad, but his play looks like it's declining a little bit. The Eagles obviously are undefeated. The Eagles and Packers, to me, I still feel like the Packers are a better team in my opinion, only because the Eagles haven't played very good teams this year. And the one game that they played against a good team, they played them close. So I just feel like this Packers team to me is still very dangerous, and you can never, ever count out an Aaron Rodgers-led football team.
Hey, I've been saying, brother. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they end up. I'm excited. I do want to talk about Bill Belichick, though, and the Patriots. Do you think this is Bill's last ride? Do you think we could see like a surprise retirement out of him? Because the Patriots aren't a good team, and I don't see them being a good team for a long time. Unless they make a splash pickup at quarterback in the offseason, I just don't.
Bill ain't giving up yet. They're gonna ride it out. I don't. There's still a definitely.
How long do you think Bill realistically has though left? Like Bill's.
I have no
Bill's
idea.
Not
Nobody
gonna,
has any idea.
Bill's not gonna But if you had to guess, if you had to wonder, like Bill
could still think that he's gonna just do this until he dies, and
But-
he's gonna die there.
Bill is. I just don't see Bill sitting here through a 3-4 year rebuild because they don't have a team right now to even if they got the right quarterback, I feel like they still wouldn't. Because I mean, a great quarterback can change a team dramatically, but I feel like they don't have a team. They don't have an offense still to plug and play a quarterback that'll make them a Super Bowl contending team.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't. Ultimately, I don't know what you want me to say to that because they're not going to look for another quarterback. They have Mac Jones. That's their guy. So.
Yeah, but I feel like Mac Jones, personally, I don't think he's a guy, and I think Patriots are going to learn very quickly that he's not the guy.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not my decision to make. I don't necessarily know what Patriots fans feel, but it seems like they're pretty much all in on him. So I don't know. I really have no comment on the Bill situation because I have no idea what his expectations are. Obviously, his son's the D coordinator, and you could see him potentially stepping up in a role, but I just don't see Bill taking his hands off completely or just suddenly retiring. So, yeah, I think the Patriots will be the same team, and they'll definitely be a hard W to get no matter what. They're definitely going to be a team that fights and is always well prepared, so they're still scary down the line and at risk of, sneaking up on teams for sure. But I don't know per se about the Bills situation. I think they are looking towards a rebuild just because they don't have the players like we kind of referenced. But who knows? I think they're going to end up having a lot of money again in free agency, I think, the next year. So they could potentially just try and go crazy again. But I don't know. That's not really Bill's MO. It was kind of out of the ordinary when he did that a few years ago for Geno Smith and Hunter Henry and all those players that he went and got who have not really performed.
Yeah, not really. Hunter Henry had a year last year, but yeah, the Patriots to me they're just such a weird team. I don't really know what to make of them, I guess, either now that I think about it. But let's move on. Let's talk about the Sunday night game. Buccaneers Chiefs, which was honestly a fantastic game. The Chiefs led the whole entire way, didn't trail once. Final score 41-31. Battle between Mahomes and Brady, which is starting to look like could be the last time we see them play potentially. But this really was starting to look like a rivalry that, if this was maybe 3-4 years ago when this is happening, we could see them playing a lot more against each other. Very exciting matchups every time these two teams play. Mahomes dazzles, throws 3 touchdowns. One of them, which was literally while he was falling to the ground, just kind of did his backyard playground bullshit that he does where he just throws the ball up into the air and throws a touchdown pass.
Next level.
Chiefs are obviously the team to beat still, yeah. Like to me personally, I think
they just asserted their dominance against a really good defense and showed that they can beat anybody. So
I'm gonna pick them over the Bills. I think to be Super Bowl contenders still. In my opinion.
I think they're the favorite right now. I think they might have passed them to be the favorite for the Super Bowl, but it's just Mahomes looks he's just
so good. He looks like he's still worth every single dollar on that contract that they gave him.
And you really thought he was going to just fall off with the loss of Tyreek, and
he's doing exactly what he said he was going to do at the beginning of the year. He's spreading the ball to everybody, and Travis Kelce is still there. Like even though Tyreek was the guy, I feel like Kelsey's always been his favorite target. It's always been his number one. Like
obviously, yeah.
The chemistry they have on the field together is unmatched. Like when they traded Tyreek, I wasn't worried for a second that Mahomes was going to fall off because Travis Kelce is still the tight end for the Kansas City Football Chiefs, and I feel like he's probably the best tight end in the league right now, without a doubt.
Yeah, easily. He's goated type shit now.
He is.
He's just proving.
People keep trying to compare him to Gronk, which I think people need to stop doing because they're
He's a
two completely different players.
Now without Tyreek and him proving the player that he is, bro,
Tyreek's still proving that he is, without a doubt, an incredible football player in Miami.
I know Kelce able to do this without having the threat of Tyreek on the other side just shows that he's legitimately like next level.
Well, even the supporting cast that the Chiefs went out and got from Mahomes, like still great players. MVS was a great player for Green Bay. Juju Smith-Schuster had his years. for the
Now
Steelers.
Juju's eating for fucking Kansas
Yeah,
City.
Juju's eating for Kansas City. Even Edwards-Helaire is still playing very well for them. Like they still have.
Pacheco is about to be next level, bro.
Yeah, he is
He got
next
a
level.
bunch of
He's
carries
he
last
is a
game.
dog.
He is fucking sick.
He is a dog.
Watch out. That's the player that is going to boom on the scene the rest of this year is Isaiah Pacheco, number 10.
Yeah, kind of wild they
For the
gave up
Chiefs.
10
Yeah.
like so easily too.
He's about to be fucking next.
I remember when I saw it in preseason, I was like, "Oh my god, there's already somebody else ranked number 10." Like
that
that's
dude is
crazy.
Legit.
But yeah, the Chiefs still. To your point that you said everybody thought Mahomes was gonna fall off. It's just funny that like everybody expected Mahomes to have like 4 Super Bowls by now, just by the way they were playing before. But the NFL is so good. Like everybody is so
It's hard
good
to get
every
a
year.
Super Bowl, let alone
It's hard to get
fucking
yeah.
2.
It's hard to get. It's hard to get to the playoffs. Like you know what I mean. Like the fact that they're so consistently good.
Your team knows.
Okay, we're still doing that. The fact
On
that
your head.
the fact that the fact that the Chiefs are this good still for so long is impressive in itself, and that's why they are, without a doubt, I think, still the number 1 contender, in my opinion. In I almost said in the UFC, in the NFL,
And they've been there.
and they've been there, yeah, and they've already proven that they can beat the Bills in an incredible game last year. So like, the Bills still have a lot of question marks in terms of can they actually get there? Can they get past all the teams that they need to get past?
And I think that's
Kansas City's going to be one of them.
I agree. I think that's the fault of the hype of that was behind the Bills and the fact that the Chiefs lost Tyreek. I think we just kind of decrowned them and kind of let the Bills take reign, even though they haven't done anything even after that loss to prove that they are better than the Chiefs. So I think, we're a lot of people pretty much did that. I mean, the Bills were the bar outright Super Bowl favorite, and they played like it the first couple weeks or whatever, but
They're still playing like it right now. Maybe not like the favorite, but they're still playing like a team that could go all the way.
and so are the Chiefs. So that's the thing. They didn't fall off, and we kind of
Like, imagine
assumed
if-
them to fall off.
Imagine if we could get a Bills Chiefs Super Bowl. That'd be insane. I mean, a playoff game alone is incredible.
AFC
But
Championship bucket should be.
yeah, if they don't meet each other, they got to be the 1 and 2 seed. It's literally the only way they won't.
Yeah.
That's the only way they will get to the AFC Championship and play each other is if they're the 1 and 2 seed.
Yeah. But I think Mahomes has also taken all this hype behind Josh Allen personally. Kind of surpassed him, and Mahomes was the golden poster boy.
I feel like he's
for a
kind of
minute.
liking it though. Like I feel like not all the
Maybe.
spotlight's on him. He
Maybe.
can just kind of go out there and do whatever the hell he wants now. Like
Yeah, good point.
everybody's talking about Allen. Allen is like the guy that everybody will go
But
out
that
there.
was so Mahomes.
Everybody will say Allen's the best quarterback in the league right now. Like people will still say Mahomes in my opinion, but like everybody's talking about Josh Allen. Nobody is like it's not anybody. Sorry, nobody is not paying attention to Mahomes, but Mahomes definitely isn't getting the limelight that he's gotten in the past, and I think he's really using that to be like, you know what? Like people are fucking forgetting who we are. We're the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm Patrick Mahomes. Like my brother is Jackson Mahomes. Like I am that guy. All right.
Hey,
I have to put up with that forever. I'm about to show you guys. I'm going to take my frustration out on the fucking football field.
All right.
Speaking of taking frustration out on the football field, can Tom Brady put all of the offseason, or not the offseason, all the off the field issues behind him and lead this team to even a playoff appearance?
Brother, I don't know. He's not looking so hot right now, and this is definitely probably unlike any mental challenge that he's kind of dealt with in the past. I mean, we see him as this invincible Iron Man, but I don't know if he's had to suffer the problem of marital issues and divorce and all of this
He's
shit.
had one divorce before, but back when he was like 2004.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, shit. Maybe he won the Super Bowl that year, and he's primed to
They
win.
did win the Super Bowl that year. They did.
Dude, maybe it's a sign.
They went back to back.
honestly,
They went
but-
back to back. They went post divorce. They went back to back.
Hey, a lofty bet right now would be put your money on the Bucks to win the Super Bowl on some Brady revenge shit. But
I'm gonna look and see what their odds are right now to win.
this could either make him or break him type of thing. That's how I'm kind of looking at it. It either destroys him completely and he kind of has the worst season that he's ever had, which he's kind of, I think, on pace for right now. He's not playing very well. Or, I mean, he's throwing for a lot of yards, but it's just they're not playing as a team to what you would think. I think a lot of it happens to do with
Plus 1,000 to win the Super Bowl right now, so not bad.
it's pretty good odds, but yeah, I think
Green Bay's plus 1,000 as well. Buffalo's plus 450. Kansas City's plus 700.
yeah.
Philly plus 750.
Interesting.
Rams plus 1,600. Let's see where Dallas is. Okay, plus 2,400. Not bad.
Weed and boys. That's a
Pittsburgh plus 18,000. What the fuck's so funny over there, huh, Spencer? Cardinals are. Oh my God, the Cardinals have better odds than us. Plus 6,000.
Of course.
Dude. Houston is plus 100,000.
Yeah, there's no way.
I mean, yeah, there's literally no way. But could you imagine if like $1 wins you 1,000? Could you imagine if you put fucking just $100 on that and Davis Mills just starts throwing tutties and they win the Super Bowl? Lovie Smith gets his revenge game.
I would move to Houston.
Oh my God, that's incredible. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how Tom Brady is. I don't know. It's gonna be a weird year. But we're poised for another great week of football. A lot of great games this weekend. Weston, is there any game that you have your eye on this weekend, or multiple games maybe, that you think are going to be exciting for this week that maybe the fans out there should keep an extra eye on?
Shoot, let me look. I haven't even necessarily taken a gander
We got a lot of good games. Thursday night game could be a good game. Colts Broncos.
Trash. Absolutely trash. No Jonathan Taylor.
Giants Packers could be. Giants Packers has the potential to be a great game.
2 3-1 games. That's going to be in London as well, I believe.
Even Detroit and New England, like that could be a really good game, in my opinion.
No.
Just because it's Detroit.
Give me New England.
Give me Detroit. I'm
Nope.
going Detroit.
New England.
Who's the favorite? New England by 3.
Yeah. Give me New England.
Miami Jets.
Green Bay's going to smack the Giants viciously in London. Buffalo's going to definitely take care of business. That's going to be a rout. Chargers Cleveland game is going to be interesting.
Watch, when we come back next week and it's not a fucking route, you guys are going to fucking hear it from me. I'm just letting you know.
Okay, let's go. Chargers Cleveland, interesting game, honestly. I
Give me the
lean
Chargers.
Cleveland.
Wow, okay. Chargers are favored by 2.5 right now.
Okay, I'm leaning.
Wait.
What?
Wait, sorry, go ahead. We'll do it after this.
I lean Cleveland.
Okay.
I think the run game is going to be a little bit too much for the Chargers to stop. 1-2 punch, I think, really gets going in that game. Brissett down the line manages it well enough.
Don't worry, I didn't forget about you, Spence.
Houston, Jacksonville. Who do you like? Give me Jacksonville for sure.
For sure.
Jacksonville.
Houston hasn't won a game yet.
Yeah, Jacksonville for sure.
And I don't think Houston's not a team where like the Raiders haven't won a game yet, and
I don't know. Maybe Houston gets a dub here. So much hype on Jacksonville. Maybe they slide
it's in Jacksonville.
Divisional dub. Never know. That's one to keep an eye on.
God,
but
Houston's
yeah,
0-3-1, and that makes me so mad because I love Lovie Smith and I want him to be a good
and
coach.
Dougie Mills too. Brandon Cooks. They got a cool squad. Roy Lopez, Arizona legend, plays on the D line. He's a fucking monster.
Yeah, but there's also another Arizona legend. And who the hell's gonna cover him?
C. Kirk.
Who's gonna cover him? Singletary or what's his name? Not Singletary.
Singleton.
The safety for Houston.
The guy they drafted.
Yeah, from LSU.
Yeah. Stingley.
Stingley, that's right.
Dog.
He's a dog.
Chicago, Minnesota. Dog
remember
shit
his name.
game. Give me Minnesota.
Give me Minnesota.
Detroit.
I kind of like Chicago to take it.
Really?
Yeah.
All
I
right.
know they're playing in Minnesota, but something.
Who's the
something
favorite in
gives
that?
me
Steal a win,
Chicago
AFC
vibes.
North. Okay.
Yeah.
NFC North?
After all the dog shit talk on Justin Fields and the
Yeah,
Bears.
Minnesota's
feel
favored by a
Justin
whole
Fields-
tutty.
Justin Fields does have something to prove. You know,
What, that he can throw
like him
more
to be
than
that guy in
15
Chicago.
passes a game?
They're not liking
What?
him right now. They're calling for his head. They're telling him to get out of town.
Yeah, apparently Fields and Chicago don't have a good relationship.
Yeah,
Like they're already saying they're going to
people
split.
are saying that he should ask for a trade or hold out or some shit. But
I mean, he's on a rookie deal still, so he's got 4 more years left.
maybe no. He's been in the league for 3 years, right?
No,
2
it's
years.
the second year. He was a rookie last year.
Oh shit.
And if they pick up his option, he'll have a second year, so he'll have an extra year. So this will be his 4th.
I'd like him to go somewhere else.
Yeah, Chicago's just John Al's gonna slander us for this, but Chicago's a dumpster fire. They
It's
have
a
a lot to figure
wasteland.
out.
It's
They
a
have a lot-
wasteland, man.
They have a lot to figure out right now.
Detroit, New England. You said you're going Detroit.
I'm going Detroit.
Give me New England.
Okay,
Seattle, New Orleans. That's
give
interesting.
me Seattle.
Seattle. I like New
New
Orleans.
Orleans is favorited right now, but I'm taking Seattle.
I like New Orleans.
I want that Geno Frappuccino, baby.
Shout out Tyson. I'm taking New Orleans over here, baby.
I'm going
not
with
me.
Jameis Eaton Dubs.
I don't know if they'll get the dub, but they'll at least cover. I mean, wait, because Seattle's favorites, right?
No, New Orleans is by 5.5.
Really?
Minus 5.5.
I'm taking New Orleans to get money line then. Miami Giants.
You mean Miami Jets?
Oh yeah, Jets. Sorry, my bad.
Miami Giants.
Miami Giants.
I'm taking. I don't know. It's tough.
Teddy B.
I think I'm taking the Jets. That
Jets
game.
are hot.
I'm taking the Jets. It's in New York.
What are who's favored in that? Miami by what?
Miami by 3.
Yeah, give me the points with the Jets. I'll take Jets +3 for sure.
I'm going Miami.
Miami? Okay.
Miami.
Atlanta, Tampa Bay. That's a
taking-
shitty game, huh?
I'm taking.
You got to go Tampa Bay, right?
Gotta go Tampa.
Yeah,
Bay.
because Court Patterson's on the IR. He's not playing.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
not
give
playing.
me Tampa Bay.
Mariota's going to get ransacked by that defense.
Yeah, 100%. No chance. That's a
And
lock.
Kyle Pitts is just going to fucking block the whole game.
Unless
again,
Brady
so.
just literally gets all of the power sucked out of him by the monster.
Brady didn't practice today, though, because he has a finger and I think a back injury.
Sure.
Yeah, or shoulder. Sorry, finger and shoulder injury.
Tennessee, Washington.
Taking Tennessee.
Shitty game. Probably take the points with Washington, but Tennessee money line.
Tennessee's favored at 2.5. Yeah.
San Francisco, Carolina. San Francisco. I think Carolina's damn near done.
San Francisco's a wagon now. I think they're gonna start ripping off some wins.
Their defense looks buck nasty for sure.
Debo Samuel's coming alive. They had him running in the I formation last night.
Love it.
Yeah, speaking of San Francisco, I gotta give my SC.
I was literally gonna say we got to do the SC player of the week.
Yeah, gotta give it to Ufunga.
Yeah.
All
I know.
right.
Normally, I like to look after the receivers, but Ufunga, man,
Went
coming out
stupid.
really strong. Pick 6. He's looking good.
Yeah.
Troy Polamalu
A pick six
Jr.?
that
He's flying
sealed
around.
the game. Sealed the game.
Yeah.
And sealed the fantasy dub for me. So I
Of course, they
respect that.
compared him to Troy Polamalu on the
Yeah, because he's the greatest strong safety to ever play the fucking game of
He's
football.
got the hair,
Not
too.
just because he has the hair, it's just so stereotypical.
guess, yeah.
It's like, but he looks good for sure.
It's got to be. It's got to be racist a little bit, yeah?
It might be.
It might be.
But
he's got the hair, the Polynesian tattoo. He's got the last name.
USC.
USC immediately. Troy Polamalu.
Hey, it's a good
Gotta
point.
be.
But I definitely think that he's a good player. He fits well in that defense behind the defensive line. What?
I was just gonna say Polynesian blood runs through USC. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
that's
it
just-
does.
they all
Unless your
go-
name is Manti Te'o.
Yeah. What?
Manti Te'o. He didn't go to USC.
Well, not every Polynesian ever.
Yeah, but you just said it runs to USC, so
Well,
you
yeah.
clearly lied.
Look at
Teo
our
wanted to
defense.
go there.
He didn't want to go there.
All right. Our
He
interesting.
wanted to go to USC.
Oh no, this man tried the loophole.
He wasn't a Christian, but that shit's so funny, dude.
Oh shit.
Oh, who else was next?
Philly, Arizona.
Philly.
Yeah.
But Arizona could win that game. We've already made that obvious, but
I might take Arizona points just because they're at home, but like you said, they don't. play
Philly's
that well at
favored by 5.5. Arizona could win that game, but I'm gonna pick Philadelphia still.
home. I'm biasly taking Dallas money line at Rams, but
We can say something, Spence.
I was gonna say I'm gonna take Arizona.
Okay.
Honestly.
all right.
I respect that.
Spence is riding the fucking underdogs this week, which I respect for sure.
We're an underdog show, baby.
I'm leaning towards the underdogs too. I like Arizona to.
The host is 5'9".
Bounce
We're an
back.
underdog show.
All right.
Co-host 6'6", 280. Apparently,
That's accurate.
according to him,
Fucking Dallas Rams.
I'm taking Dallas.
Yeah,
Yeah. I've been so fucking
Rams,
kind.
baby.
this is a Cowboys fan.
I've been
I
so
think.
kind to Dallas, as I think they're a legitimately good team. When you're over here, I make a comment about the Steelers, and you're like, "Oh, well, it's better than your team."
I just got to shit on you a little bit.
I know you have to. It's the
especially because you guys are bad. I love
it's
it.
the fact that no, and that's what me
awesome.
and Noah were talking about that because I was pissed after the game, and Noah was literally like, "Bro, your team hasn't been bad your whole life. Get a fucking grip."
Literally, you got to take shit a little bit. Like fuck.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll be back.
Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be an interesting game. I like us to maybe squeak out
I'm
of the
taking
money
Dallas.
line, but
125. Dallas plays their best games when they're Fox America's game of the week. I'm picking them.
okay.
Unless it's against Rodgers. They seem to always lose against Rodgers, but
You're taking Rams, Spence?
I'm going Rams.
I'm leaning towards
they don't have
Rams,
the pressure of
but
Aikman. Wait. Oh, it's a Fox game. I was going to say if it's CBS, they're winning for sure, but yeah, I'm picking Dallas.
And then we got Sunday night. Baltimore, Cincinnati is going to be a dope game,
I'm
I
picking
think. Sunday
Cincinnati.
night. Cincinnati?
Yeah, picking Cincinnati.
Ravens.
Yeah, I got Ravens.
Ravens are favored by 3. They're playing in Baltimore. I'm picking Cincinnati.
Ravens
Ravens
bounce
just,
back.
Yeah.
Bengals points
yeah.
maybe, though. I don't know.
I just there's something about the Ravens that I just don't think they are. I don't think they're legit anymore. I don't. Like I just don't.
All right. So we got to.
I think when they usually peak right before the playoffs, and I feel like they peaked already. I think they're gonna.
All right. Ravens hater, but I definitely could see it. I don't know. Bengals might come in there and put a hell of points up and just start going on a run. Like I think I referenced that earlier in the year. I think Bengals, despite starting out really slow, they are a team that could just go on a run, like and
Mhm.
pop off a lot of wins in a row.
Chiefs definitely slaughter the Raiders Monday night.
Yep.
Yeah,
Easily.
I agree.
Chiefs,
They're favored by 7.
Yeah, Chiefs is dominated again.
They're so good.
Yeah.
They're like
But I think that's going to be a really close game.
just makes me so like upset. Like
I don't think they kill him. I think it'll be close.
Yeah, Monday night. It'll be in Kansas City in the home of the Chiefs. But dude, they're just so good.
Yeah, they're dominant.
Like, I don't want to bring it up.
And Andy Reid plays are just fucking fire.
Like, when Pittsburgh had Ben, Bell, and AB, like, whenever I watch the Kansas City's offense, I'm just like, dude, I miss watching that. Like,
well, you're never gonna see it again. So
yeah, with Kenny Two Gloves. Jesus, I can't even say the quarterback name right. It's okay. Maybe that's the time. Maybe that's a sign we need to sign off. Maybe it's time.
maybe it is.
Thanks, guys, for watching the show. Shout out Bryden. I had to give my man a shout out. Bryden.
Oh, Bryden.
Shout
out Bryden.
He's been a big supporter of the show. Wanted to give him a shout out before we sign off. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you guys as always. We hope we brought you a great product for you this week, and we're excited for another great week of NFL football. Week 5 coming at you.
Let's get it.
It's already week 5.
Follow the socials.
All the socials.
Or
Underline.
underscore Sideline Banter. Instagram, Twitter. Like and subscribe on the YouTube. Check us out. Apple Music or Apple Podcast, Spotify.
Let's go.
Shout out Herc.
Yes, sir. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening, guys. Have a good rest of your day.
Fight on.